marvellous to see you again. I am in some excitement, for I am making a special meal for my dear brother Lancelot, who is coming from Northumberland to visit me. I shall be giving him ice cream, which my confectioner has made. His boy brought it in its straw and ice box. It is waiting for the evening. You may never have heard of this dish, but there are very simple instructions in my book. I have mentioned my book before, haven't I? There is a recipe in my 5th edition. I finished the work in it before I had to sell my copyright. A terrible time in my life. My other 2 books have not been quite so successful, though they have sold well enough. One of them is all about confectionery. Do look out for it. Oh, but let us not dwell on sad thoughts. My recipe uses fresh apricots. Do speak to your iceman in good time and secure a large block for chipping off the shards of ice if you want to try making it yourself. It is a most exciting dish and not much known here, so I think my dear brother will be very entertained. Oh, I must let you into a little secret. Lancelot is to become Sir Lancelot Allgood. King George III has done him this honour for his staunch support of the crown. I am quite proud of him. So, because it is such an important occasion, I have picked unusual and memorable dishes to celebrate it. I am certain that he will never have eaten ice cream, and I am even more certain that he will not have had my dish made in the India way. Now, do not look so surprised. It is true that I always recommend using our own produce and in season, and so we should. But we would be foolish, would we not, to disregard the treasures of our colonies across the oceans? Why, who could own a household without cloves and cinnamon, to say nothing of nutmeg and sugar? I keep my most precious spices carefully sealed in dry containers. Some are quite expensive, so I'm careful not to waste any. See here? I have them all in my spice box. My allspice, my mace, my nutmeg, my cloves, and my cinnamon sticks. The idea for this recipe was given to me by a person from the East India Company, who returned from India and became a customer of mine at my habit shop in Tavistock Street in London. You remember, don't you, that I was a maker of habits for the Prince of Wales? Yes. I have moved in very distinguished circles. I will, of course, be using ingredients from our own markets here in London, but I will also be using spices like pepper and coriander seeds. You do not know coriander seeds? Here, look. The black ones are peppercorns. You must have seen those before. And the little pale ones are coriander seeds. These are from Egypt. Oh, and the scent is marvellous. Oh, I do wish you could be here to smell them. For this dish, I placed some seeds on a clean shovel and put it to the fire until they began to release their smell. I have been beating them to a powder for my dish, which is called Currey in the India Way. They are almost ready. I will be using the recipe from my 1st edition because it is the simplest, but later editions added more spices like turmeric. Turmeric comes from India and looks a bit like a small ginger race. If you want to use turmeric, then do. Cut it and beat it to a paste in your mortar. But beware. Your hands, your mortar, and everything the turmeric touches will turn bright yellow, yellower than saffron, and no soap can return them to their proper colour. Now for my curry. Take 2 fowls or rabbits and cut them into small pieces. Oh, that reminds me. I understand that some people believe I used the expression first catch your hare in my recipe for jugged hare. That is nonsense. I wrote take your hare when cased, not catched. That is to say skinned, as with rabbits. If you have your own estate and want to go catching rabbits and hares, as my brother himself might do, I wish you joy of it. But I purchased my rabbit at Smithfield Market this morning. Put your meat. "30 peppercorns. Have a child help you count them out for a good lesson. 3 or 4 onions, cut fine. Some salt. And your beaten coriander seeds into a stew pan with a pint of water. Let it stew softly until the meat is enough. When you are about to send it to table, put in a piece of butter, the size of a large walnut. Shake it well together until it makes a smooth sauce of a fine thickness. If it be too thick, you may add water, just a little, but the sauce should be thick, like beaten cream, not runny like thin gruel. Oh, I also have 2 recipes for an Indian pilau, if you were in the mood for learning new dishes with rice. And a marvellous recipe for an India pickle, which some call pakolilla. It's a kind of rich pickle with cauliflower or green beans or white cabbage. It takes time, and it does use turmeric, but the taste is well worth you or your cook having yellow hands. It can be served with all manner of meats and pies. I shall offer some to my brother with cold beef and cheese. Now, do you not agree that this is a very special dinner to serve my brother? I think that food should be entertaining and stimulating to the senses, especially the sense of delight. I wonder if you would send me your special celebration dishes. What would you serve if your brother or your aunt or a much-loved grandparent were coming for a special occasion? Oh, do tell me and send me pictures of your delicious dishes. I have loved spending these little moments with you. Remember when we first met and I gave you my plague water recipe and saved your lives? And then we made mushroom ketchup together. I expect you're still using that. And now we are sharing special celebration food. Will you do one last thing for me? When you are making a curry, whether mine or another recipe, will you think of my dear brother, Sir Lancelot, and give him a great huzzah? Will you? Thank you, my dear friends. Keep using the plague water and eating well. Goodbye. I wonder where that ice cream is.
you.